Lauriston Castle is a 16th century tower house with 19th century extensions, overlooking Firth of Forth, which is a bay in Edinburgh. Substantial grounds, Lauriston Castle Gardens, operate as a local park. The extensive gardens at Lauriston are open to the public at no charge and include a number of different styles and forms. A Japanese garden of 1 hectare, built by Takashi Sabano at the Edinburgh Kyoto Friendship Garden, opened in August 2002. Lauriston Castle, which stood on the site in medieval times, was almost totally destroyed in the raids of Edinburgh in 1544 by the Earl of Hertford's troops. A tower house was rebuilt around 1590 by Sir Archibald Napier of Merchiston. The last owners, William Robert Ryde and his wife Margaret, were collectors who filled the house with furniture, art, porcelain, and decorative objects from Europe. When Margaret Ryde died in 1926, she left the entire house to the nation on the condition that it would never be changed. Because of this, visitors today can see the castle as it was in 1926, as a home frozen in time. Apart from that, the castle hosts the Lord Provost's annual garden party, which basically is a party for the Mayor of Edinburgh. The primary purpose is to recognize people who do the vital work behind the scenes, but rarely get the limelight.
Hello, my name is Beril and I will talk about the Royal Mile. The Royal Mile in Edinburgh is one of Scotland's most famous and historic streets. The mile-long thoroughfare starts at Edinburgh Castle, which sits atop of an exit volcano, and runs all the way down to the Palace of Holyrood House. It also connects the city's most significant landmarks. It is a magnet for tourists, historians, and locals alike. The street's bustling shops, historical attractions, and vibrant street performances ensure that it remains a dynamic and cherished part of the city. The Royal Mile is actually made of 5 sections: Castle Hill, Lawn Market, High Street, Canongate, and Abbey Strand. Combined, they became known as the Royal Mile as it became a processional route for Scotland's kings and queens to travel between the castle at the top of the street and the palace at the bottom. Thanks for listening to me.
Hello everyone! Today I am going to talk about Mary King's Close in Edinburgh. Mary King's Close is in the old town of Edinburgh in Scotland. It is located under the Royal Mile near the City Chambers building. A close is a small and narrow street between buildings. In the past, many people lived and worked in these streets. The place is named after Mary King. She lived there in the 1600s and she was a businesswoman. This was not very common for a woman at that time. In the 17th century, there was a big plague in Edinburgh. Many people believed the street was closed because of disease. Later in the 18th century, new buildings were built on top of Old Street. Because of this, Mary King's Close became an underground place. Today, it is a popular tourist attraction. Visitors can walk through the old underground streets and learn about life in the past. Another interesting thing about Mary King's Close is the ghost stories. Some people believe the place is haunted. Mary King's Close is an interesting and historic place that shows us how people lived hundreds of years ago. Thank you for listening.
Hello everyone, welcome to Edinburgh. Edinburgh is a city that's built on ancient volcanoes, and Arthur's Seat is one of the most iconic natural landmarks in Edinburgh. It is located in Holyrood Park near the city centre. It offers stunning views, accessible trails, and a memorable outdoor experience for families. It is the highest point in the city. It is 251 meters high. It is one of the best places to see the whole city from above. There are two main stories why it is called Arthur's Seat. Some people believe this was the home of the famous King Arthur and his Knights of the Round Table. Other things the name comes from the Scottish Gaelic word, Artnasaid. This means a height of arrows. Over a long time this name changed to Arthur's Seat. Here is some tips for your visit. Don't forget to wear good shoes. The paths can be rocky and slippery. Don't wear sandals. Bring a jacket. Even if it is warm in the city, it is very windy and cold at the top. There are different ways to go up. Some are steep and some are easy. Choose one of the best for you. It takes about 45 minutes to reach the top, but the view is worth it. You can check the Hollywood Park website for the maps and safety advice before you go. Enjoy your hike.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the heart of Edinburgh. Today, allow me to introduce you to one of the city's most iconic and enchanting landmarks, the Scott Monument. Located in Princess Street Gardens, this Gothic masterpiece rises an impressive 61 meters into the sky. Its dark sandstones give it a dramatic, almost mysterious aura. And for those with a spirit of adventure, there is a 287 spiral steps leading to viewing platforms where the city reveals itself in a panorama that feels like a living painting. Now let's step back in time. Sir Walter Scott, Scotland's literary titan, captivated the world with novels such as Yvonne and the Waverley series. His work didn't simply entertain, they shaped the national identity and brought the Scottish legends vividly to life. After his death, 1832, the people of Edinburgh sought to honor him. A design competition was held, and the winning vision by architect George Michael Kemp gave birth to this monument, completed in 1846. At the base, you will find a serene white marble statue of Scott seated with his loyal dog Maida. As your eyes travel upward, the soaring spires and arches resemble a cathedral reaching for the heavens, and at the summit, you are rewarded with breathtaking views of Edinburgh castles, Arthur's Seat, and the Firth of Forth. Here's a charming detail. Edinburgh's main train station, Waverley Station, is named after Scott's novels. So, even travelers arriving by train are greeted by his literal legacy before they set foot in the city. The Scott Monument is not merely stone and sculpture, it is a symbol of Edinburgh's soul and testament to its title as a UNESCO City of Literature and a reminder that words can build nations just as powerfully as a bricks and mortar. So, dear guests, when you stroll along the Princess Street and see this towering Gothic silhouette, remember it's not just a landmark, it is a gateway into the Scotland's literal heart. And lastly, I extend my gratitude for your attentive consideration.
Hello everyone. Today I will talk about Britannia. Britannia is an ancient Roman name for the island of Great Britain. Today, this island is a part of the United Kingdom and it includes England, Scotland, and Wales. It is located in the northwest of Europe and is surrounded by the Atlantic Ocean and the North Sea. Britannia is an interesting and important place because of its long history and culture. The island has many famous cities, beautiful landscapes, and historic landmarks. Tourists can visit old castles, museums, and historic buildings. They can also see green hills, cliffs, and amazing coastal waves. In history, Britannia became part of the Roman Empire in the year 43 AD. The Romans built roads, towns, and strong walls to protect their land. One famous example is Hadrian's Wall, which was built in the north of England. Another interesting fact is that Britannia also became a symbol of Britain. It is often shown as a woman with a helmet, a shield, and a trident. This symbol appeared on coins and in British art for many years. Today, Britannia reminds of the long history and cultural importance of Great Britain. Thank you for listening.
Hello everyone, welcome to Edinburgh. Today I will talk about the Scott Monument. First, we are standing in the Princess Street, one of the most famous streets in the city. In front of us, we can see the Scott Monument. It is a very tall and dark Gothic tower as you can see. The monument is about 61 meters high. And this monument was built for Sir Walter Scott. He was a very famous Scottish writer. People built this monument to remember him and his books. Then, if we look closer, we can see a statue of Sir Walter Scott sitting with a book. His dog is also sitting next to him. Around the monument, there are many small statues from his stories. Finally, visitors can go inside and climb 287 steps to the top. From the top, you can see a beautiful view of Edinburgh. So, yeah, thank you for joining this short tour. See you later.
Hello everyone and welcome to our city tour. Today we are visiting the National Museum of Scotland, located on Chambers Street in the heart of Edinburgh's Old Town. As soon as you walk in, you will be amazed by the Grand Gallery. It's a stunning Victorian space with a giant glass roof that fills the museum with natural light. This museum is unique because it tells the whole story of the Scotland. From the age of dinosaurs to the latest modern technology. Why is it so famous? One of the most popular things to see here is Dolly the sheep, the world's first cloned mammal. It's a huge piece of science history. You can also find ancient Lewis chessmen and giant wall skeletons in the Natural World Wing. A quick tip for you, don't forget to take the lift to the roof terrace. It offers one of the best 360-degree views of Edinburgh, including a perfect view of the castle. Whether you love history, science, or just a great view, this museum is a place you simply cannot miss. Enjoy your visit.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm your guide for today. Behind me stands the magnificent National Museum of Scotland, a true treasure trove right in the heart of the Edinburgh. We're about to step into a world where the past meets with the future. As we enter, look up to the Grand Gallery. It's a stunning Victorian glass atrium, often called the birdcage, because of its light and air design. It's the perfect spot for the first location photos. This museum is unique because it combines two buildings, one dedicated to the natural world and technology and the other to the rich, sometimes turbulent history of the Scotland. You will see everything from the sheep, the world's first colonial mammal, to the mysterious Lewis chessman, carved from walrus ivory nearly 800 years ago. Before we split up, my insider trip is to take the elevator to the roof terrace. It offers one of the best 280 degree of the view of the Edinburgh, the castle and the skyline. And the best part is completely free.
Hello everyone, my name is Isan. Today I will talk about the National Museum of Scotland, which is located in the city of Edinburgh in Scotland. The National Museum of Scotland is one of the most famous and important museums in the country. It's a large museum where visitors can explore science, history, technology, nature, and world cultures. Inside the museum, you can see many interesting objects such as ancient artifacts, dinosaur skeletons, old machines, and exhibits about Scottish history and invention. One of the reasons this museum is so interesting is that it shows how Scotland developed over time. Visitors can learn about the country's culture, famous discoveries, and the people who helped shape Scotland's history. The museum is also very interactive, which means visitors can touch or try some of the exhibits and learn in a fun way. The museum building itself is also impressive. Part of it was opened in 1866 and it combines historic architecture with modern design. Today, millions of people visit it every year, including tourists from all around the world. In conclusion, the National Museum of Scotland is an amazing place to learn about science, culture, and history. If you ever visit Edinburgh, it's definitely a place worth seeing.
Hello everyone. Today I want to talk about Making's Close. Making's Close is in the city of Edinburgh in Scotland. It's under the famous street called Royal Mile. Long time ago, in the 1600s, many people lived there. It was a small street with houses and shops. Later, the city built new buildings above the street, so Making's Close went underground. Because of this, it stayed almost the same for hundreds of years. Today, it's a historical place and a museum. People can visit
it and learn about life in Old Edinburgh. Visitors can see old rooms and cities. Quizz tell stories about the people who lived there. Mary King's Close is interesting because it shows how people lived in the past. Some people also think it's a little scary because there are many ghost stories about the place. Many tourists visit Mary King's Close every year. It's an important place to understand the history of Edinburgh.
The architecture of St. Giles Cathedral is a great example of Gothic style. One of its most famous features is the crown-shaped tower on the top of the building. The cathedral also has beautiful stained glass windows, stone arches, and detailed carvings. Inside, there are many chapels and historical monuments. These architectural elements show the craftsmanship and artistic skills of the medieval period.
4. Economy. Today, St. Giles Cathedral also contributes to the local economy of Edinburgh. Thousands of tourists visit the cathedral every year to see its history and architecture. These visitors support local businesses and such as cafes, shops, and hotels nearby. Donations and guided tours inside the cathedral also help maintain the building. Because of tourism, the cathedral has both cultural and economic importance of the city.
The St. Giles Cathedral is one of the most famous churches in Scotland. It was founded in the 12th century and has been rebuilt and expanded many times. The cathedral became very important during the Scottish Reformation in the 16th century. A famous religious leader, John Knox, preached here and helped change the religious life of Scotland. Because of this, St. Giles Cathedral is not only a religious place, but also an important historical symbol for the Scottish people.
3. Culture. St. Giles Cathedral plays an important role in Scottish culture and religious life. It's often called the High Kirk of Edinburgh. Many national ceremonies, concerts, and religious events take place here. The cathedral is also connected to traditions of the Kirk of the Scotland. For many people in Scotland, St. Giles Cathedral spans national identity, faith, and cultural heritage.
Hello, my name is Nilüfer and welcome to Edinburgh, Scotland. Edinburgh is a very beautiful and old city. It has two main parts, the Old Town and the New Town. If you look up, you can see the famous Edinburgh Castle. It sits on top of a very old volcano. People have lived here for hundreds of years. When you walk on the Royal Mile, you will feel like you are in a movie because of the old stone buildings and narrow streets. Did you know that this city inspired the Harry Potter books? It is a place full of magic and history. Enjoy your walk, listen to the bagpipes, and have a great time in Edinburgh. Thank you for joining me.
Hello everyone, now I would like to introduce you to a beautiful place in Scotland. Princess Street Gardens is located in the city centre of Edinburgh. It is just below the famous Edinburgh Castle. It is one of the most popular and beautiful parks in the city. It is a large and green park. People come here to walk, sit on banks, relax, and have picnics. In the park, you can see many trees, colorful flowers, and wide grass areas. There is also a beautiful fountain called the Rose Fountain. The best thing about this park is the amazing view of Edinburgh Castle. It is a perfect place to take photos. Princess Street Gardens is important because both tourists and local people spend time here. In summer, there are concerts and different events. In winter, during Christmas time, there are lights and small markets, so it is a lively and enjoyable place all year round. Here is a short historical fact. In the past, this area was a lake. In the 18th century, the lake was drained and the gardens were created. So this place has both natural beauty and history. If you visit Edinburgh, I strongly recommend walking in Princess Street Gardens. You can relax and enjoy the wonderful cast view.
Hello everyone, today I want to talk about Calton Hill. Calton Hill is a famous hill in the city of Edinburgh in Scotland. It's very close to the city centre, so many tourists and local people like to visit this place. One of the best things about Calton Hill is the amazing view. When you go to the top, you can see the whole city, the sea, and many beautiful buildings. It's a perfect place to take photos, relax, and watch the sunset. There are also several interesting monuments on the hill. One of the most famous is the National Monument of Scotland. It's looked like an ancient Greek temple, but it was never fully finished. Because of that, some people jokingly call it Scotland's unfinished monument. Another important structure is the Nelson Monument, which was built to remember Admiral Nelson after the Battle of Trafalgar. Today, Calton Hill is not only a historical place, but also a popular spot for festivals and events. Both locals and tourists enjoy spending time there. So if you ever visit Edinburgh, Calton Hill is definitely a place you should see. Thank you for listening.